Welcome to Hot Sour Sparkles. I'm Stephen Davis, and this is going to be my top 5 3D games I played at PAX South 2017. So, let's start off with number 5, or you know what, let's start off with the honorable mention that didn't make the top 5, but I really enjoyed it. I played it first at, I think, PAX East last year, and again this year at PAX South. And it's really good, and it's something I really think you should check out. It's called Black Ice. It's by Super Duper Game Company. So that's an interesting long title for a game company. But it's got a small team. Mainly, I think I read on the thing that had like 6 people. They had like a little help from his wife and a help from a few other of his friends and stuff. But a small team developed it. It's basically, you're in like Tron world, and you're trying to hack into servers. It's very, very colorful. Each server has its own color, and the goal is you start hacking, you get this big ring, you can make multiple hacks at the same time. You have to stay inside the rings that connect. So, and enemies attack, and you kill the enemies, and when time's up, you complete it, and you collect little upgrades and different things, and you get more experience, and you can go up the chain of levels, and once you get, well, there's a giant white server in the middle, and that's the one you're trying to eventually get to. So you just got to build up until you're able to do it. I think you can go attack that one first if you would like, but you're not powerful enough to really make that happen. You'll be finding very strong enemies. So the goal is to keep leveling up until you get there. But it's kind of a first-person perspective, and you got to shoot, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. But, like I said, it's an honorable mention. I'm going to move on to number 5, which is going to be Resident Evil 7 by Capcom. Also, if you want to keep up Black Ice, you can follow them at their Twitter at Black Ice the Game. So, just in case you want to kind of keep an eye on what they're doing and when they're putting stuff out. And it's also available, I think, right now, early access for Steam for $14.99. But yes, back to Resident Evil, number 5. The reason it makes my number 5 is we got there, it's got this giant, cool building, which I think they had at E3 or whatnot, that only has a few rooms. So we rush there first when we get to PAX, because like, oh, let's get in line, let's play the demo, which we assumed at the time was VR. Turns out, it's not VR. You get there, they give you a little time, a little ticket that has a time to come back. It's like, oh, this is what they did with VR when I played PSVR. Back at East. They give you a time, come back and play it. So we come back, they put you in your own little special room, they open the door like, hey, come in here. A person is in the room with you at all times, and they hand you a controller. Like, oh, just play on this TV. Like, we only have 4 stations maybe. So just sit here. It doesn't mean it's a cool little room, and they have like videotapes and like a VCR. It's like, oh, this is a cool aesthetic, but everything was set up for VR. Everything. And this would have been a great way for them to promote it more so in VR. And they didn't. So that was definitely disappointing. The demo was fine. It's Resident Evil. It's the first time I played it. I know it's already out. So I haven't bought it. As soon as I get my own personal PSVR, I plan on getting it because it is a game that I want to play in VR. Full-fledged AAA cool game in VR. But yeah, that's why it makes number 5. Because even though it was a good game, it was disappointing because I really wanted to play in VR. And I expected to play it in VR. And there are just some other really great games on here. So, moving on to number 4, which is going to be Rime. This is a game done by Tequila Works. I believe that one time Sony was going to publish this game, but decided not to. Ooh. I think I'm getting sick. So they didn't, and now they're still coming out. They have a new publisher, which I don't remember who's publishing the game now. But it was a fun demo. It's a cool little puzzle game. It reminds me a lot of Eco. A lot of Eco. It's very puzzle based. It looks, even the character design and the level design, it's brighter than Eco, for sure. And I haven't played Guardians yet, or the Last Guardian. So I can't compare it directly to that, but it reminds me, even looking at that, this is what it looks like. Oh, go around, climb things, solve little small puzzles. It has a little bit different aesthetic. And there's a little fox that kind of leads you around different places. So it was fun. I enjoyed the demo. I got further in the demo than a lot of people around me. The guys that I went with, Robert and Mike from the earlier videos, I got a lot further than they did. So that was great. But it was fun. I liked it enough that I put down a pre-order on it. Got myself a little fancy shirt. They give you, at the end, they give you a little coin to go get yourself a little stuffed animal for playing the game. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I highly suggest checking it out, seeing what it's like, checking some trailers. If you like Eco, or you like puzzle games in general, this is probably something you want to keep an eye on. You could follow the game at their Twitter, at Ryan Game, or at Tequilaworks, and they'll be posting about it. The release date for this, I believe they said, was May 2017. It's coming out for the PS4, the Xbox One, Switch, and Steam. So it's going to be out everywhere once it's time. All right, moving on to number 3, which is going to be, this is Killing Floor Incursion. I've heard of Killing Floor before, but I've never played any of them. But this is their VR experience on Oculus. This has no release date. I would highly suggest checking trailers out for it. You can definitely follow, see when it's going to come out, especially if you have an Oculus. They're at Tripwire. At Tripwire something. I can't even tell what I wrote down. But we're walking around. They only have 2 stations. It's VR. It's just this 2 giant big areas for you to stand in. And this is my first time really playing Oculus. I played Oculus before, but I played with their fancy controllers. And their controllers are really fancy. I really like them. Even more so, I think, than the PlayStation controllers. Because the only thing is the buttons are a little high. I wish they were a little lower because they're kind of hard. Once you're doing this, I feel almost have to reach upward to try to get the top button. But back to the game. You go in the game, you have not a cursor, but a line that you can move around. And you move your controller to where you want to go, and you click, and you teleport to that spot. And I think that's their way of fighting the motion sickness that people get. I felt great in this. I didn't have any issues. But the feel of the game, you're just basically fighting zombie-like creatures in a forest, and you make your way to a building, and you go into the building, which I didn't get to do because the game crashed and let me play the first part again. But unfortunately, I didn't get inside the building. But once you're in the building, I watched other people play it, and you collect little pieces of the puzzle, and you got to bring them somewhere. I never saw where they brought them. But the game was great. I mean, it felt wonderful. You had a little flashlight, which you could use your controllers to take off your chest. You could shine, turn it on, turn it to a blue light, put it back, and it would just stay on. You had two machetes, which you could grab off your back and just slice people up, and it was really cool. And then you had a gun on your hip that you can just reach, grab, put back. I almost never used the gun because I enjoyed using the machetes too much. I would take them, and especially the easier zombies, one shot, slice their head off. It was so much fun. It was some of the most fun I had at PAX, period. Just because it was one of the better VR experiences I've had. So I highly recommend checking that out. And if you have Oculus, I would say they don't have a release date, but buy it when it's out because I think it was that good. If I had an Oculus and a computer that could run it, I would get it. Most definitely. It was really good. All right, moving on to number 2, which is going to be Zelda, or The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Of course, by Nintendo. And I think the release date for this is March 3rd, along with the console itself, the Switch, and it's also coming to the Wii U. And everyone knows Zelda. Everyone knows what the game is. You've seen plenty of advertisement for it. So, but it was cool playing it. We rushed over there first. Nintendo's booth was super crowded. They had one line strictly for Zelda and one line for everything else. They'd let you play 3 of their other games. They had like 6 games total. And then you could go through the line again and play the other 3. But Zelda's exclusively had a line by itself because everyone wanted to play it. So we got in that line, and we got in there, and they let you actually play with the Switch. You get in there, you're able to, their little Joy-Con controller thing, you get to play with that, and then they let you go ahead and take the little tablet out, which it automatically transfers, which is really nice. You can put the little Joy-Cons on there, and it was good. I much prefer to play this on a TV. felt too small on the pad, but still, if you're on the go and you have Zelda, that'd be fantastic. Again, Zelda was really, really good. It definitely feels like Skyrim Zelda. It felt slightly empty. It felt like there's a whole lot going on, but I'm very interested I want to see what's more. Once it comes to Wii U, I plan on getting it. Because I have a Wii U. I don't know if I'm going to Switch, because lack of different things. But maybe later on during Christmas thing, there's plenty of games out. But Zelda was really good. It felt good. He moved great. The graphics, not like wonderful, like extremely wonderful, but they have an art style, so they look nice. But it was really good. I enjoyed going through. I didn't follow the story, what they wanted you to do. I'm like, let me just go explore. So I went out and chopped down trees and climbed over things and killed enemies and lit things on fire and tried to climb to the top of a tree, which was cool. So lots of fun. Again, if you care at all about Zelda, you already know what this is about. There's been tons of coverage over it. And moving on to the final game, the number one game, which is going to be What Remains of Edith Finch. A game I've been hearing about for a while. It's by Giant Sparrow. They also did Unfinished Swan. Definitely go follow them on Twitter at Giant Sparrow. And it was fantastic. I have not kept up with a lot of the coverage that's been on the game. They had 2 demos there. They had like a 10-15 minute one and a 30-minute one. I got lucky enough to get in front of the 30-minute one, which was great. You get to play as this girl. You get to walk through a forest and tons of narration, which I love. It's all about the story. Everything you look at, she's talking about the trail and the woods and her family, and you see wanted posters on the ground, and you make your way to the house, and you go inside the house, and you get to explore different rooms, and she's talking to you, and you just get to look around, and you're solving these little, I would say miniature puzzles, how to get into little areas and do different things. And then you go upstairs, and you're able to get into a room, which you open a diary, and then you start playing as the girl in the diary. Which I think people have already seen some of this stuff. This is where you basically she gets out of her bed, looks around, you can do a few things, and then she's hungry, so she somehow turns into an animal, and then you play through different segments, you play different animals. But man, was it so good. It's not like, oh, the gameplay was just so magnificent. This was not a gameplay game. Like Zelda or like Killing Floor or some of the other games were more gameplay centric. This is more about a narrative, about walking around and listening to this story. The gameplay was fine, the movement was fine, but this is more about a narrative. And I really, really enjoy games that want to tell me a good story. And it really sank in for me. It was by far my favorite AAA-ish 3D world game, by far. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and it may have been one of my favorite games while we were there. But that will be a different list. So, hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed everything at PAX South. It was a lot of fun, and look forward to more top 5s. So, before we go, I'm going to drink this sparkle shot at least. Out of these shots, I should at least drink the sparkle shot with more sparkles. Yep. Bam. Woo! Ah! Woo! But, hope you enjoyed. You can reach me at BJJGamer. You can reach the show, make any comments, suggestions, anything in the comments below, or at Hot Sour Sparkles on Twitter. I'd love to hear your feedback, see what you like. If you were at PAX South, that would have been amazing. I'd love to hear what you played, what you enjoyed the most. So, till next time, be well.